because I know one thing. Eric is very passionate about this movie called Eric LaRue. It's directed by Michael Shannon, and it's an adaptation of Brett Neveu's 2000 play about a mom, played by Judy Greer, I believe Judy Greer, right? She's coping
Yes.
with the fallout after her son murders three of his classmates. I did not want to watch Eric LaRue just because of that sentence I just read. I do not. This seems so downbeat and morose. And look, it's just me. Okay. So I'm glad that Eric Holmes, you got to see it. And the husband is played by Alexander Skarsgård. The husband has found a refuge at the new church. But Janice, again played by Judy Greer, she finds it hard to seek solace in her faith, despite her pastor's pleas to heal her wounds by meeting the mother of her son's victims. Again, it is directed by actor Michael Shannon. The running time is 119 minutes. The Rotten Tomato score as of this writing recording is 75%. It's in theaters April 4th. I was too much of a chicken to watch Eric LaRue because I did not want to be so depressed. And I'm glad that Eric saw it. Eric, you seem to be passionate in our messaging back and forth about Eric LaRue. Tell us your thoughts on this movie and yeah, paint us a picture.
And Allison Pill's in it. So there
Oh,
was that too.
she's great. Allison, okay, yes.
But yeah, it basically follows Judy Greer, Janice LaRue, and this is like her son Eric LaRue, school shooter, and
Wow.
they don't show any of that. The movie starts, he's already in jail.
Okay.
The school shooting already happened, the trial, everything happened. He's in jail, and he's been in jail for some time now. And so we're following around his mom, Janice, and she's kind of a pariah because she's the mom who, oh, you're the parent of the one that killed my child. You're the parent of the one that couldn't keep their kid in line and killed all those innocent kids. And so she's basically, not being treated very nice by her peers, which, you kind of get. But at the same time, she didn't do this school shooting. Her son did. Sometimes your kids do things that you don't agree with and you had nothing to do with. But you're the parent, so by proxy, you're the bad guy. We can't yell at the school shooter because he's in prison, but we can yell at you. We can shun you. She is trying to be coaxed into the church because, they prey on those who are weak, and that's how churches work. Alexander Skarsgård falls into the church hook, line, sinker because where Janice is she wants to confront the problem head on, and it's causing her a lot of turmoil. Her husband, Ron, wants to run away from the problem, and he does that by joining the church and absolving everyone of everything, and it's all God's decision. God's the judge of everything, and I don't have to deal with it, which not a great way to cope with things, but
I want
certainly a
to
good way to hide from things.
I want to say this, Eric. I am a churchgoer. I go to Catholic church, and I did like that little message you said about churchgoers. The only reason why I'm not going to push back on that comment is because you have a wonderful Vincent Price photo up in your wall, and you're my buddy. So I'm going to let you go on, and I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love how you just
Well,
sneak that in. Sneak it in. I want to sneak it in too because
I mean, it's not wrong though, because Janice is trying to understand why her son did what he did. She's trying to understand. She's trying to find help from anybody, like
right.
just someone that, you don't even have to like me. I just want someone to listen to me, and she
She's going
doesn't
through
have that.
logical steps along the
Yeah,
way.
and
Okay.
the only people that want to talk to her is people from the church, but all they're going to do is proselytize, and they're not going to give her actual answers. They're going to say, "It was God's decision, and nothing's your fault," and blah blah blah. And
That's true.
that's what I mean. Like, that's safe for the husband, Ron, because he doesn't have to take accountability. He
Yeah.
just throws it on,
The church.
yeah,
That's
you
fair.
know.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
mean, that's where scapegoating came from. It came from the Bible.
Yeah.
Anyway, the whole movie leads up to, they talk about, have you talked to Eric? Have you talked to him? No, no, not yet. And so the whole movie's leading up to Janice finally going to the jail and visiting Eric.
Whoa, whoa.
And then,
Okay.
so the
All
whole
right.
last 20
Yeah.
minutes is a conversation between the mom and the son.
Okay.
And that's kind of, yeah, the whole movie's just a setup to that. Punchline is not the right word, but that's the culmination, is that last 20 minutes where you get that conversation. And I think that last conversation, I know Bruce had some issues with it, and me and Bruce were kind of going back and forth on that in the private chat before we
Yeah.
recorded this. I haven't heard his review of this yet, so I don't know where he landed on that.
Yeah, neither have I.
And honestly, I don't know where I land on it either, because it's one of those things. It's a difficult conversation that they have. From Bruce's perspective, perspective, he's like, does the movie absolve people, or is the movie saying this or that? And I think my perception of that is that the movie doesn't care one way or another.
Oh, good
It's just
point.
presenting it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the mom thinks this thing, the son thinks this thing, the people think this thing, and the movie's kind of working like a documentary in a sense where we're not judging anyone. We're just noting everything down and reporting on it.
So
And
does the movie work on a presentation level from that POV for you as a
I,
cinephile?
it does.
Hmm.
It's
Okay.
and like it's weird. Actually, I don't even know how to answer that because like as a cinephile, that brain was gone.
Mm.
I'm worried about, I'm thinking of the situation and the characters and how they navigate through that. And especially that last 20 minutes when they have that conversation, like I'm just watching the back and forth between them. This is a really good movie. I think yeah, directed by Michael Shannon based on a play
Yeah.
by Brett Neveu. Apparently, this was a play that Michael Shannon saw like back before he was doing Bug, and he's wanted to get this movie made for a while, and he finally got to.
Mm.
If I remember right, I think the play was made before Columbine even.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
when the story was written, the idea of like school shootings being ubiquitous wasn't a thing. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's the timeline of the original story. I think it was just meant to be a parent put in an impossible position and they're trying to navigate their way out of it. And especially like the whole idea that she's a pariah and who does she talk to about that? You have family members that die. You can meet any number of people that had family members die and you can talk to them about it. You can go back and forth. What did you feel about this? This is what I'm feeling. And then you can connect on that level. If your child's a school shooter, how many parents of school shooters do you know? How
Right.
many support groups? Like school shootings happen way more than they should, but not so much that you can just walk down the street and talk to the other family that also had a child that was a school shooter. There's not that support group sort of thing where you can kind of talk it over and come to some sort of maybe we're wrong, maybe we're right, maybe we could do this better. You can talk to like-minded people, and she's in a position, and both parents are in a position where they don't have anyone but each other to talk about that, and they're both going on different paths, and so they can't even really do that. They're just kind of thrown into a void, I guess.
How does this movie compare, if you recall, compared to that 2021 film Mass? Do you sort of remember it with
Matt,
Jason
yeah,
Isaacs and Martha Plimpton? And
I
remember,
remember that well. So Mass was kind of a different situation because it's the parents of the shooter versus the parents of the victim, and the whole movie is them hashing it out right there and then. In this, Janice isn't put in a position where she gets to actually sit down one on one with the people, her peers. They just kind of make snide comments and move on. So there's never a conversation. She just has to, well, I guess this is my life now. And when she does have one-on-one conversations, they're never legitimate conversations. They're either from the church that wants to pull her into the church to get more members in the flock, or there's someone that's her friend and doesn't want to have a real conversation with her and just wants to placate her. Like she doesn't get any actual real information from anybody.
so it's based on a play. Does it feel like a play when you're watching it? And if so, is it a negative aspect of the movie or not? Is it opened up as a movie?
I mean, I could see how this would be a play. It doesn't quite read like that in the movie.
Mm, okay.
Because like she's all over the town
Okay.
and going everywhere, so it's got more of a killing of two lovers kind of vibe to it,
Oh, yeah.
where like you could see where you could condense that down to a play, but the characters are moving all around town, so it doesn't really feel like that when you're watching it.
Okay, so that is Eric LaRue. It's in theaters April 4th. Again, directed by Michael Shannon, starring Judy Greer and Alexander Skarsgård. The runtime is 119 minutes. Eric, final thoughts and rating on Eric LaRue.
It's 5 stars for me. I would like to say more, but those
Oh,
that more I
say
would.
more. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I can't because that would be all spoiler stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Then
Because
say less, Eric.
But because I think where this movie really shines, and
Oh.
Bruce was saying there was something called Adolescence, like a
Oh,
part,
right, from Netflix. Oh, I
four
haven't seen
hours,
it.
four
Yeah.
hour series
Yeah.
that I guess does things better. I don't know because I didn't see Adolescence. I can say this isn't 4 hours, so thumbs up there.
Yeah.
Um,
Right. Did you
I
feel the
think
length? Did you feel 119 minutes? And if so, is that okay too? The length is fine for you?
I did only because the movie was projecting that it was going towards that final conversation,
All right.
and I was waiting for that.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the days leading up to Christmas. That's a bad analogy
Very,
because
yeah,
Christmas
yeah.
is enjoyable, like this conference. But like I'm waiting for that conversation. Real interested to hear that final conversation. But you got to be patient because everything leading up to it's kind of setting you up for that.
And it's a five
But
star film because it just hit all of those levels.
yeah, it hit, and then that conversation at the end, it wasn't part of it went exactly as I thought it would. Other parts of it kind of took strange turns. I was like, oh, that's yeah, I would not have expected that character saying that or feeling that way, but it tracks. Like it
Okay.
doesn't come off as false.
Okay.
And so yeah, this is pretty well put together. And hey, Michael Shannon, great job on your debut.
That is awesome. Again, Eric LaRue, Eric Holmes gave Eric LaRue 5 stars. Theaters, April 4th. Let us know your thoughts on this movie once you see it. Well, after your 5 star rating, I'm actually interested in watching Eric LaRue. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.